Hey, what's up, guys? Mendel here. So I thought it would be a cool idea to make like a video about the orchestration I did in a song from my upcoming EP. The song is called Summoning Ghosts, and the EP is called The Blood, the Sin, and the Djinn. If you haven't ordered it, click the link below. So I got the project here in front of me, and before we continue, hit like, subscribe, and hit the bell, and all be well. Alright, so I got the project here in front of me. This song is kind of different compared to the other ones because there's not a lot of shred and stuff like that. It's more about the orchestration and the story that's want to be told. That's what the composers always say. Okay, without further ado, I'll first show you the orchestration part, and then I'll dig more into the things I did. So here we go. That's all the teasing you're getting. Where should I start? Let's start with, I guess, the drum stuff. So, all the samples, all the orchestration, besides some movie effects, like I think some trailer rights and stuff, but the majority is all from East West. It's called like the East West Composer Bundle or something. Composer Cloud, and then you get like everything they have. So how I like to work, I have like I like to work into sections from the orchestra. So I have the string section, brass section, and stuff like that. So as you can see, I got the string section loaded in here. This is the violins, viola, cello, and then I have the brass in here, I believe, should be. So that's all loaded in there. And then all these MIDI tracks are linked to those virtual instruments. And I like to have, for example, with my string section, I like to have a separate MIDI track per articulation. So as you can see, you have the staccato, you have the legato, tremolos, etc. So going back to the drums, I like to use storm drums from East West, and I think there's some other effects in here, but let's listen to the drums first. So this song started with something with a very simple riff, like very simple. That's how it started, just octaves. Simple riff makes room for a lot of more beautiful stuff than shred. So, and to emphasize that riff, I wanted to have like a marching snare rhythm thingy. I'll first show you the riff. It's somewhere in the beginning. So there, can you hear the marching snare, which is like a build up to that riff, as you can see here. So those marching snares are like at the beginning and at the center of that song. So if you want to hear those marching things by themselves, let's take a listen. So that, in combination with the lower, heavier, like trailer toms, and now both of them together. later in the song, the marching has like a continuous rhythm. Right, so that's like the whole foundation when it kicks in. Right, okay, now let's go to the string section. So one mistake I made when I was younger, and I remember my when I studied some orchestration stuff, my teacher Arnold Fishman, like we were joking about, like he said, like, yeah, you have those kids trying to be composers and they just like program a chord and then copy paste it to different instruments of the orchestra. And I was like, yeah, that's me. So one thing I don't do anymore, and it has improved my orchestration, is not copy pasting like the same 3-noted chords to different sections. Like the different instruments of the string sections, like the violins, the violas, the celli, or the basses, they have different ranges, and that's where they shine, so to speak. So that's where I try to write the parts towards to. So let's say if I would divide up a chord, I could play like the lowest chord the lowest note of the chord, apply it to the basses and the celli, octave apart, and then the middle note, let's say in C chord, C, E, G, C would go to the basses and the celli, the E note somewhere with the violas, maybe violins too, and then the G note would go to the first or second violins. So this is just the string section by itself when that whole thing kicks in. There's a slight chord variation in the middle, or towards the end of the song, in the middle of the last part. So same thing, the basses and the celli, and don't mind these names, you just copied MIDI blocks. This is what you look for. So the celli and the basses are playing octaves, if I'm correct. Right. Then the violas plays that middle part. And then the viola, I think the violins play the same part. And it could sound crazy, but I get a way more of a satisfaction feeling listening to this and writing this kind of stuff instead of like shreddy stuff. I still have some shred in me, don't worry, but melodies like these, I could play that 24/7. Right. Let's dig into parts before that. I think there's some kind of staccato stuff in here. There it is. Yeah. Let's listen to the whole thing. Right. So I remember this part. I came up with that part from a tip I got back in 2012 from the same teacher, Arnold Veeman. So I started on piano when I was younger, and then guitar, and he noticed that a lot of my melodies on guitar were better than on piano. So that was like an ego punch in the face. But for example, this thing, before the whole orchestration thing, I was just like holding those octaves on my guitar, like, and that's how I came up with this part. All right, so let's go to the brass section. Let's go back to the whole kicking part. That part. Okay, so let's listen to the brass section by themselves. Alright, so the brass section, besides the string section, is an, I don't know, it gives that extra certain depth, especially when I'm mixing. It gives that whole, I don't know, it gives this epic character to the mix and to the song. Because if I would play it without, and now with, love it. Basically, they're complementing, in my opinion, they're complementing the string section because they play the same notes. Okay, so that's that. Let's listen to the everything except metal. Drums. Okay, here we go. And now, of course, here we go. Alright, so that's that. So that's the orchestration part. Then comes the samples. This is in my opinion where how to say it? I guess this is the thing that gives it more a modern kind of vibe. Man, so many layers. Can't even remember all these. So drops I use like heavy stuff to get into something or end something. Rarely used in the middle, maybe sometimes it's used in the middle. Oh, it's through the whole song. There you go. Anyway, there you go. Those kind of things. This is done by wow, what's it? A software thing I bought called what's it called? Yeah, Evolution Dragon and Evolution Atlantica. And this is all the all the effects I use. So that's for the So those are the drops, the reverse effects. Distorted is something I always use to accentuate either the bass or lower brass section. And it's called Distorted Magma from, what's it called? Omnisphere. So this is by themselves. Basically playing that. The Brahms, this is the, I think this is like some Hans Zimmer thing. How can you not love that? How can you not love that? All right, so didn't know there was harpsichord in here. Ah, harpsichord. So I rarely write music without harpsichord anymore. So this is just for the outro. Here we go. Just plays it by himself. I mean, harpsichord makes everything sound better. The subs. Let's see what this is. Really heavy, more like electronic synthy kind of stuff. The pulse is something rhythmic, I think. Right, low brass ultra. This is the low brass from that Atlantica pack I was talking about, and it's an extra supportive, like a thickening up of the low brass that's already been done by East West. So there's, let's see, we're almost done here. There are some alarms in here. I think this is like a siren thing. Right. Very subtle. Okay, the two lead synths. This is for the outro to support my my lead guitar. So here's the melody. Now with the second synth. And they support this guitar. Sucker for catchy melody, sorry. So let's listen to the, like all the samples by themselves. This isn't it somewhere. I'll listen here. let's listen to the samples and the orchestra together. There you go. Anyway, that's how I orchestrate. So if you have any questions, leave them in the comments below. And more videos are coming up. So see you next time. Woo!